Anyway, what you do is you send these sworn facts to whomever you're in controversy with. Let's say it's that neighbor over a fence line boundary. You mail them 3 affidavits, which David has clearly already talked to you about. You give them 30 days to respond. If they do not rebut your affidavit, guess what? You're entitled to a judgment. Did you know that? So it's 30, 15, 10. You give them 3 chances to rebut all the facts. You're having court outside the court. That's why we call it win before you go in. 30, 15, 10. Send it all registered mail. You have a photocopy of the red mail label 200. Photocopy it on this corner, so leave that open. The sticker itself is going to go on the outside of the envelope that you put it in. I like those big gold envelopes rather than bending the mail up and all. I just put it in a big gold envelope so it looks really fancy and important when they get it at the court. It's not all bent up. Costs a little bit more, but that's okay, right? Just a buck or 2 more. Registered mail. When you do it, send insurance. Insure it. It's a bonded document. Also, by your signature, you're going to do your thumbprint right here. We talked about that earlier. Where it's going to touch your last name. Sometimes you can add additional value to it by putting a stamp on it. And then scribbling your initials on the stamp in gold ink pen. And then, did you know stamps are backed by gold? I know David read it to you, but you guys learned so much the last few days. You probably don't remember when he said that. 18 U.S.C. 8. Somebody want to look that up? 18 U.S.C. 8. David read it to you earlier. Obligations of the United States. It's gold. It's paid for. It's something of value. Where did I put the water? Here it is. Okay, give me just a minute. My voice is going out on me real quick. I need some water. Bear with me.
Did you say you signed the vessel?
Yeah, Title 18, Section 8. It's called 8 U.S.C. 8 U.S. codes are the federal criminal codes. And you know, I've had this, the 18 codes actually can benefit you too. For example, 18 U.S.C. 15, 83, 84, and 85 is a code you want to have stored in your mind. It's very helpful. Comes in handy because you're putting them on notice. This forbids coercive slavery. What does coercive slavery look like? It looks like this. Sir, you need to sign this document and take probation. Because if you don't sign it and be on probation for 5 years and come in every month and pay $500 a month and meet your probation officer, we're going to run you through trial, and it's very likely a jury's going to find you guilty and you'll spend 40 years behind bars. So go ahead and take the plea bargain because it's the best deal you're going to get. Does that sound coercive? Do you know how many people fall for that? And the DA doesn't have to prosecute anybody. He's just got to coerce them to sign up a slave contract. Does that seem fair? But you know what? If you go through trial, it's very likely they're going to put their Mason buddies on the jury panel, or the Mason buddies and their wives, because they'll have women in there too, and they'll all find you guilty, even though there's no facts on the record of any injured party. They do it all the time. It's a stacked deck against you. It's a cherry-picked jury. Are you shocked? Why do they do that? Because there's millions of dollars of criminally prosecuting innocent people to get after your trust money. You see, it was set up for righteous purposes, that if you injured somebody, you would have the means to restore them and make them whole. They do it for nefarious purposes, and they create claims out of nothing when there's no injured party. Oh, that reminds me of another skit we can do. Oh boy, I'm going to pick on Chris. Will you come up here and be the bad cop, and I'll be the good driver? Oh, you have to bring a chair with you. 18 USC Section 8. I highly encourage you to look this stuff up. We don't have time to read them all today. 8. 18 USC 8. Obligations of the United States. Well, you just assumed that you were going to sit in the chair. Is that me?
Yeah. You're moving
Huh?
the wire.
What?
When you're moving, it's twisting the wire.
Oh, I am? Okay.
It's designed to be clipped instead of mobile.
Okay. I don't have anything to clip it on. I can wear a belt with this dress.
Stick it in your pocket.
Okay. So you're going to be the bad cop that pulls me over. No, you're going to be the good cop that pulls me over. So pull me over. You're going to be... Yeah. Well, he's, you know what? He's going to need a microphone. Somebody give me a mic real quick.
They're all up there. Yeah, which one?
Oh, you could just told me. Okay. If you walk all the way up here.
Hello?
Okay, so come up here. Chris is so sweet. He's one of the good buddies we made getting to know. We met you at, which one was that? Minnesota event, and he also came to our Canadian event. This is his third event. Is it third? Is that right? Oh. So pull me over. You're the cop that pulls me over when there's no injured party. Go ahead.
And license and registration, please.
Oh, hi, officer. How are you today?
I'm doing well, ma'am.
It's so nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Bonnie Strait. I just want you to know is your chest cam going?
Always.
Oh, great. Come closer. I promise I'm not flirting with you. I'm happily married to that lovely man, David Strait. I have a big crush on him still, and we're doing this. Come closer. I just want to talk to your chest. I'm not going to flirt with you. Come closer. I am not operating in commerce. I'm operating in the private. Therefore, this sweet officer, Christopher, has no jurisdiction over me. Plus, I'm unaware of any injured party. I just made a record for the chest cam just in case we go to court and you write me a ticket. I can order that through open records request and bring it into court, and I'll have evidence that I put you on notice. Is there anything that you wanted to talk to me about? Oh, by the way, I have in my Freedom Bundle, published in the county records, a copy of my transgression fee schedule. Here it is. And I just want you to know that it's a crime to stop and pull me over and create a false claim in commerce. It's actually called fraud and racketeering and extortion. And I understand you do that to your slaves, but I'm not one of your slaves. I am a state national, also known as a Texian American national. And I changed my status and I got off the slave ship because I don't work at Walmart anymore. You're not going to understand that with this whole room. So I don't operate in commerce, and I operate underneath the Constitution, and under the Geneva Treaty, I have a right to freely travel wherever I want to go without being impaired in my right to travel. And you know that right was given to me by God. Isn't that cool? You're so sweet. I can tell you have a pure heart. And I want to give you this invoice that I've created for pulling over, because if you're going to write me an invoice, I'm going to give you one too. My invoice is a little bit more expensive because my rights came at a cost. They cost Christ everything. He had to hang on that cross and die for me to set me free. So they came at a very expensive cost. So I can't be cheap when I'm billing you. I have to give you a big bill. So it's like $25,000 bill versus your $250 bill. You want to go ahead and trade bills? All right, officer. Well, have a great day. It's great to meet you. God bless you. Go home and be safe with your family, and get a better job. Come work for the Republic of Texas. We don't extort money from the people in order to fund our government. Here, Chris, don't forget your chair. You are a great Bob. I know, that's what the civil servants of my county say first name and they're like, yeah, it's funny. You don't even have to mention my last name. It's kind of funny. It's only because I've sued so many other judges. And then sometimes I'll help people that are going through hot, sticky messes. You know, like people that signed up for probation under duress and coercion, just like I did for that guy. And then they later want a rescission of the slave contract because they didn't realize that it was a forbidden act of fraud and duress and coercion and racketeering and extortion and false claim filed in commerce. And so I help people rescission the probation contract so that they can be free and live their life in peace. And so now the judges in my county kind of recognize my paperwork. And they give them a hard time. Did Donnie help you? Yeah, it's kind of funny. You know, and I try to live under the radar. I know, I really do. When I met David, that was the only thing that I worried about being married to him. Because I was like, I really like living under the radar, being a nobody. And David was like, oh, it'll be fine. We'll just throw you out for the whole world to see who you are. I'm like, oh no. It's okay. It all works for God's glory. When you're dealing with your civil servants, it's very important that you put them on notice. And can I tell y'all a secret? We're going to have to turn off the video for this one. Can we do that? It's only for